This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Kanata.
Oh, we're calling it that for officially.
It's officially. We bought all the URLs.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
We spent over $20. There's no going back now.
That's true. It's invested. We've invested in We Have Concerns. I like it.
Yeah, I feel good about it.
What is your concern?
I don't feel 100% about it. But, you know.
It's better than the other
I guess
title.
that means it's appropriate.
I heard somebody suggest the ambiguously gamer duo.
Yeah, I feel like when we were streaming, somebody had suggested CNC Podcast Factory as well.
That.
And
I like that.
I feel like I don't want to hitch my wagon to some mid-90s pop reference star. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as a star that burst briefly into the scene and faded quickly.
It's no longer a star. It's like at least a red dwarf, probably a black hole waiting to happen. You know, that's not what you want to do.
So if we have concerns, then what is your concern?
It's not a concern, I guess. So I guess maybe it's the wrong title. But there's something that I've been wondering about. Did you see this thing about Crumb's Bakery? I
don't know of Crumb's Bakery.
I don't know about it either.
Okay.
But the internet is all up in arms about it. There are apparently 42 of these bakeries. They're basically those fancy cupcake places, you know, like $4 cupcakes, $5 cupcakes.
Another star that burst on the scene brightly and fast. Yes.
You should have invested in cake pop futures, idiots. Right. No, so they closed without any warning. They filed for bankruptcy. 42 locations closed. People everywhere freaking out. The last Crumbs cupcake is on eBay right now. Current bid $250. Buy it now price $1,000. And it got me thinking about.
That's a lot for a cupcake.
That's a lot for a cupcake.
That's like per sprinkle.
You know that even if you get 1 day shipping, by the time PayPal goes through on eBay and they get it out to you, that's going to be a terrible cupcake. Yeah. Why are you holding on to this cupcake? Make a cupcake.
Make your own cupcake?
Make a cupcake.
Well, I think there is. I don't know about this. Same kind of issues happening right now with the potato salad Kickstarter guy.
Is it the same issue?
I think it's similar.
I don't think so.
I think
potato salad Kickstarter guy is awesome.
And you think that cupcake people are foolish?
I think cupcake guy. I think
you're splitting hairs.
No, here's why it's different. Okay. One is capitalizing on nostalgia for a corporate brand, which is ridiculous.
You're talking about big potato salad.
I'm talking about big potato salad. And and the way they have a lockdown on our entire society.
Oh man, and the potato salad lobby alone is responsible for so many laws. Hand
in hand with the mayonnaise lobby, they are the worst.
Yeah, it's a subset, really.
They fully own 63% of everything you do all day. No, but potato salad guy is just this guy who started like a joke Kickstarter, and he's like, "I'm making potato salad. Do you want some potato salad?" Right. And the internet said, "I love a good joke. I would love some potato salad." And the people who are getting mad about that, I think, are people who ran Kickstarters who didn't make it.
Well, they had like legitimate hopes and dreams.
Look, dude, jokes are funny. I'll give $1 or $5 to your joke. But if I don't like your idea, it doesn't mean Kickstarter's broken. If I didn't like your idea for a book based on your life in college because you're the funniest out of all your friends, there are a lot of those on Kickstarter.
There are a lot of those.
There are a lot of, and you don't need $10,000 for it, and I don't need to give you $10,000.
I'm not in the camp that holds any resentment to said guy.
Yeah.
What I do feel about potato salad, and we'll get back to cupcakes,
which is delicious.
Yeah.
Number one, delicious.
Potato salad?
Yeah.
Can go either way, really.
Sure.
I mean, we're coming right off a 4th of July weekend here where there were some good potato salads and there were some bad potato salads. And there's a vast difference between both, I would say.
Like, it all depends. Like, are you cilantro or are you not cilantro?
Oh, I'm
celery?
cilantro all the way.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
There's some people, who can't have the cilantro. They're genetic freaks.
They are. It supposedly tastes like aluminum foil. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm glad I'm not one of them because I love me some cilantro.
I kill them on sight.
You kill the cilantro people?
You can see it. You can see their dead eyes. You can't have them breeding with the rest of the population. They'll ruin all potato salad for everybody.
Yeah, that's good. Anyway, here's my take on potato salad guy. I grew up in a generation before irony. Mm-hmm. And while I was alive, irony was invented, and we're mining it for all it's worth.
Were you just like a hobo on some train tracks? How was there no irony?
There was no irony. Irony. Right? So now irony is everywhere. Irony rules. And I think the next generation,
irony rules everything around me.
Our kids are going to think irony is old-fashioned and lame and stupid.
Well, sure. Think about how much sarcastic, cooler than you snark there was in the 90s.
Right.
In like everything.
It's exponentially more now.
Yeah. I think it's less now. I think, I think
Really?
I think the Poochie's episode of The Simpsons tells you everything you need to know about 90s extreme snark. Where it's like Homer becomes Poochie in the Itchy and Scratchy cartoons. He's like the cool dog who skateboards and is extreme.
Yeah, no, but I think The Simpsons might have been the only people that were doing snark. I think that everything was earnest, and we were coming off the 80s where, Hulk Hogan, it was like it's earnestness and the real world was like people like bought into it, and now it's all
you did come from a time before irony, and you were frozen in some sort of Steve Rogers block of ice during the 90s, and you missed all of the Gen X snarky slacker stuff.
Well, I think grunge was all about lack of irony. It was about earnestness, and it was about being honest and true and scruples. And then everything was a backlash to that post 90s.
So you don't like the potato salad thing because it's ironic, but the guy...
No, I just think irony is getting played out. And I think that the donation of money as this like high five to irony is a little bit...
The guy
it's
made...
right on the edge of being done.
If 7,000 people thought the joke was funny, that's a really small percentage of the population.
I have nothing against the guy. I have nothing against the idea.
I gave him $6,000, Jeff.
Well, that was money well spent.
I was really drunk and I thought the potato salad joke was hilarious, and they're going to take my car away.
Well, you know what? That's a good
I'm
trade.
in trouble. All right?
You need the repo man.
That's why I need to sell this cupcake on eBay.
All right, so the cupcake thing, you think is different.
The cupcake thing I do think is different. The cupcake thing, to me, really represents something that I've been worried about lately, and it's this sort of like clinginess that we have to specific things that probably aren't even that great to begin with.
A time before irony?
A time before irony, yes. It's people yearning, right? It's, it's cupcakes for sale because you may never get a cupcake from this place again. All right.
Right.
You can still get a cupcake again. I spent a lot of time on my computer over the last 2 days downloading a lot of ROMs for a lot of systems that I don't own anymore and trying to like tweak them so they run in HD and make them big and better and because I don't want to let these games go.
So
right?
Why is that different?
This is the same as the cupcake thing.
So you're self-flagellating.
Yeah, why am I doing this? My fiance just bought a car. She bought a 1965 Ford Falcon. It's a beautiful, beautiful car. It runs like a 1965 Ford Falcon. It runs like it's belching smoke and it gets horrible gas mileage and it's loud and it's dangerous. And it's already in the shop. She's had it for 24 hours. It's already getting something fixed. It's getting a carburetor replaced. And it's just because they don't make cars like that anymore. Right. Oh, they don't make games like that anymore.
It's called improvement.
Oh, they'll never... Exactly! Oh no, this shitty corporate cupcake stand closed down. Where will I get cupcakes? Yo, I've been able to make cupcakes since I was 10. The second I was allowed to turn on the oven, it's really easy to make? Cupcakes.
Right.
Why do we chase after these things so much? Just because they're gone. Yeah.
No, I agree. I think that there is a nostalgia fetishization. I can't say it.
Pronunciation. Why do we worry about that anymore? That's over.
Fetishizing. I think you fetishize this nostalgia. And I don't know if it always happened or we're just getting to the age where we're old enough to have nostalgia for things. And now it doesn't happen because my dad...
I think it happens. Even people who are way younger. Like, I notice, people who are like 10, 12 years old, 10, 12 years younger than me, they have the same nostalgia for like the N64 that I have for the NES.
Right. It's whatever was in those years where everything was easy and magical and wonderful.
Yeah, they don't make them like this anymore is the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life, I think. Because
especially applied to cupcakes.
9 times out of 10, it just means the thing won't kill you anymore. Like, that's what it means.
Well, I read an interesting tweet this week from Penn Jillette, of all people, who said, maybe he was quoting somebody else, but he said, there are 2 constants in this world. Things will always get better, and people will think that the reverse is true.
Yes.
Yeah.
That feels right to me. That feels 100% correct. Like I just downloaded Monster Hunter, the PSP version of Monster Hunter for my phone. There's a better Monster Hunter. I have it in my house. It's just having that on my phone. There's something about having the past in the future with you. There's something about
time traveling.
Kind of. There's something about driving down the street in a Ford Falcon, right? Nobody's driving down the street in a Ford Falcon. There are a couple things going on. Number one, I think there's a I know about this thing and you don't.
Right.
Number two, I'm different.
Yeah.
That's a big one, right? Screaming out,
sure.
I am different.
Right.
You're not going to see a car that looks like that Ford Falcon on the road.
Right.
This is a different car. And I think it's because
I'm unique. I'm an individual in a sea of the same.
I refuse to accept what is being handed to me.
Have you had this conversation with your fiance?
No, God, no. Let her enjoy her car. I was just thinking about it in terms of me being up at 4 a.m. installing, running Malwarebytes Chameleon, the secret version of Malwarebytes that malware can't search for, because I was downloading ROMs from so many different places where I shouldn't have been touching files that it was like, all right, I just got to spend the next hour fixing my baby.
But I am guilty of the opposite phenomenon, which is newest, latest, best, shiniest. The shiny thing that just happened, I got to be all over that.
Yeah.
So as much as I love nostalgia as well, there's a part of me that I have to be using the new thing. I think just as bad.
Are they two sides of the same thing? Because they both come from a place of, if we're taking those characteristics that we love about nostalgia, if we're taking I'm different, nobody else knows about this.
Right.
I'm the only person in on this.
Right. I'm first is now.
I'm first comment.
Right.
I'm different.
I knew about it before you guys knew about it.
Is it just future nostalgia?
Future nostalgia?
Is the internet just embroiled in future nostalgia?
I think that may be it. I think that's a uniquely nerd characteristic to be future nostalgic.
Maybe.
Nostalgic.
I mean, even amongst the olds, I feel like even my father, like if he gets a cooler wine opener than the other olds, all the olds gather around and they're like, ooh, what is this? Uses pressure? What is it? What do you do there? It just pops that cork right out. Oh my God.
I come home and my dad is like, Jeff, come here. I got to show you something. What?
All right. What you got, Dad? What is it?
It's a machine.
Uh-huh.
Come outside. You got to come outside and see it.
I don't know that we call them machines anymore, Dad. You can just call it like a gadget or a...
Well, there's no computer involved.
Okay.
It's a machine that helps me get stuff into the attic. It lifts things into the attic.
Like a pulley?
You can call it a pulley, but I paid $300 for this.
Dad, this is literally just a pulley and rope.
Yeah, but I got it online. I saw it. There was a special. The neighbors were over earlier, and we pulleyed like 6 things up to the attic.
Just a pulley. Dad, have you seen like levers and fulcrums and... Oh. You know about simple machines, right? Like, this is not a new thing.
I'm glad you finally admit that it's a machine.
It's all like being marketed as something new to them, right?
Right.
Like, it's not a pulley. Like, the guy late at night on the Home Shopping Channel doesn't tell my dad it's a pulley.
No.
He tells my dad that it's a wonder lift, and it's made out of space. It's like the rope is made out of space age nylon, and the pulley itself is made out of like a titanium alloy that you've never seen. The military uses it for lifting their boxes into their attics. This is what they use. This is what they use to lift the boxes of X-Files into the attic of the Pentagon.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that sort of thing.
This is a special pulley with safety measures you haven't seen yet.
So, I mean, what is it that makes us run in one direction or the other? Why are we constantly like running into the past, running into the future?
We're deathly afraid of the now. You can't living in the now is terrifying. Another article I read this week said that some study, I didn't read past the headlines.
As long as you read that there was a study, it's practically like you read the study.
The headline happened and I absorbred that.
Sure.
And I will regurgitate it to you.
The headline is 90% of the study, usually.
Yeah. So supposedly men are more likely to would prefer being electrocuted than to be alone with their own thoughts. You saw this.
I did see this.
Did you read the article or just the headline?
So they said that the average amount of time that somebody can be left alone with their thoughts. So they had all these subjects and they electrocuted them and people were like, that was terrible. That was the worst. Like they took all the people that rated this as the worst thing. People who said they would literally pay to never be shocked like that again. Put them in a room with nothing to do except push a button that would shock them again. The average person made it 6 to 12 minutes alone with their own thoughts.
Hey, I'm here for the study.
Yeah, sure. Why don't you put your arm into this cuff?
I just put my arm in the cuff?
Yeah, just put your arm.
Oh, Jesus!
That was terrible, right?
Yes!
That was terrible.
Oh, is the study over? Can I go home?
The study's almost over. What I'm going to do is I got to run and get a soda. You want anything from the break room? I'll be right back.
Oh, I would love a soda. Yeah, just
Great.
Anything you got, really.
Cool. I'll be right back.
Okay,
just hang out. You left your phone with the assistant,
I got
right?
On me.
Okay, great.
Can I have my phone while you wait, or
no? I'll be back in just a second. I'll be back in a second. You know, the time that it would take to get evering back and forth. Like, I'll just be back.
Tweet out the pain.
Totally, I get it. Give me like 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, this is boring. I wonder when that guy's coming back.
One day you'll be dead.
Oh man, that's a bummer thought.
When everybody laughs at your jokes, they're pretending.
I'm gonna push the fuck out of this button. Oh, Jesus!
Literally, Wake, I feel like you sit alone and you're just present with your own thoughts and your own stuff. It takes about 3 minutes before everything seems horrible. For me, like about 3 to 5 minutes before everything in my life, like I'll just sit and I'll be like drumming my fingers on the table. You've sat at a table with me, you know it takes 15 seconds. We could be in the middle. You could be talking to me.
Yeah.
You could be telling me a joke. I could be laughing at it and pulling out my phone.
Quick product idea.
Yeah.
I think we should Kickstarter a
Potato salad.
Portable button to just shock the crap out of yourself whenever you're alone. And maybe there's an app for that.
We actually built something when we were doing hard science where you would push a button and it would like electrocute you.
Have you ever played
like
the
a game out of it? Yeah.
That Russian roulette game? Yeah, with you put your finger
That's
in.
another thing, man. People will sit in a room with just that game and they'll be like, well, I guess we'll play this game where it goes around in a circle and shocks one of us.
Yeah.
If you leave, I feel like if you leave 4 people in a room with nothing but a gun, you're about 10 minutes away from Russian roulette.
Right.
Because we can't stand to just be like in the present, enjoying what is around us.
Right.
And I cannot figure out why. I have no idea why. I have no idea why my brain immediately just goes to all of the dark places. Have you ever tried meditating? Have you tried this?
I have. I did years ago. You know, I was in college, and I've always thought, wow, I bet meditating would be great now as an adult. I bet
it's not.
Have you tried it recently?
I'm supposed to do it for my ADHD. I'm supposed to do it.
Oh, really?
Because the longer I can sit quietly and let things bounce off and just...
It was like prescribed to you?
Yeah. My psychiatrist actually said to do it because by sitting and like letting time go by, you're actually strengthening the connections in the brain. Just by sitting and being still, you strengthen the connections that allow you to sit and be still.
Right.
And you become better at it. Which for ADHD makes sense because I have 47 tabs open right now on my phone, my iPad, and my computer. And they're all different tabs for different things.
Oh, yeah, I'm a tab junkie.
So I can understand that. But I don't understand why the average person would need to sit and be alone with their thoughts. What is the strength in that? Other than we don't try to buy Ford Falcons or install malware.
Well, here's the feeling that I've always gotten. You know, people say the reason you have these amazing... I'll just speak from my own personal experience. I tend to have awesome ideas or revelations in the shower. Mm-hmm. And people say, well, that's because it's the only time in your life where you're literally just there with your own thoughts. And you have like some quietude, right?
Could
so
be.
it releases the tension in your mind, and you all of a sudden are able to make connections that the noise of the world and Twitter and all that stuff gets in the way of.
Nobody loves you. Pay $700 for a cupcake.
Ah, it fucking hurts.
Those are my shower thoughts. And then I've electrocuted myself in the shower, which is the worst thing to do. Man, I don't know. I don't know if anybody out there has any thoughts on why we are this way. If anybody's done any reading on it.
But the good news is this show is there to prevent you from being alone with your thoughts.
Yeah, just download every episode instead of thinking about your own life.
Yeah.
That's why we do this, because as long as we're doing this, we're not thinking about our own life. If there's anything that you want us to talk about, you can hit us up. We're at wehaveconcerns.com/ask. And you can just ask us something or send us a link to something you saw recently that you'd like to hear us talk about. Maybe not video games. Guys, I'm not trying to be a dick, but maybe not like on this show to be all about should you buy a PS4 or an Xbox One.
Yeah, I mean,
that's maybe not. That's maybe not
video game related things.
Sure.
But, yeah.
I'm not here to tell you what video card to buy right now.
Right.
Or what you should get for your Vita.
Exactly.
Jeff has a lovely show called DLC. You should listen to that. That's where you get that stuff.
Thank you, sir.
And yeah, be sure. Hopefully, by the time this comes up, we'll have a place for you to subscribe. I don't know.
We hope.
We have a
on it.
temporary feed, and the link to that is at wehaveconcerns.com. And we're figuring it all out.
We have concerns.